Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Triggered Happy. As always, it's your boy Mad Dog Megra, and next to me we got Lil Boogie.
What's up? I had to take off my ice because of the lights, you know what I'm saying? Didn't want to blind y'all.
Yeah, I was getting a little blinded over here. Got your new mixtape coming out soon, I hear?
Dropping soon, check it out, Little Boogie.
What is it going to be
that
called?
Shit. We're calling it Maserati.
Maserati?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, because I'm rolling around with my 12-gauge shotty.
Oh shit!
That's a preve.
All right, so we're gonna jump back into it. Speaking of rappers and everything, recently I'm sure you guys have seen the rapper XXXTentacion. XXXTentacion was recently shot outside of a motorcycle dealership in Florida, where he was going to buy, he's going to go buy a new motorcycle, and somebody pulled up on him, shot him in the car, and he died on the scene.
He died, it looked like he died instantly.
Yeah.
There was a video circling around, people, taking out their flip phone, or not flip phones, but their phones, recording the incident, and his body just looked lifeless right there. They say that they called the police, ASAP, right away. And he seemed unresponsive and had no pulse by the time they got there. So it's safe to say that he died on the spot, to say. The reason why this kind of reason why I wanted to talk about it, besides my EP dropping soon, check it out, is this is actually a really sad situation. We have a very smart man who has a troubled past, but it seemed like he was on the right way of doing some positive things, some positive changes, and in my eyes, he reminded me a lot of Tupac Shakur in a sense. Some people might get mad about that comparison, but I think if you guys were to actually look deeper into his interviews, and also in the Tupac's interviews, you'll see that they're very articulate in what they're saying and very intellectual, and it's a shame that someone like that is being killed when there's other knuckleheads out there who are doing nothing positive at all.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, like, my first introduction to him was basically the allegations that he beat up his pregnant girlfriend, and that he had done maybe some other stuff to her as well, like tied her up and tortured her and things like that. There's some different stories about that. Some people saying that it's over dramatized. Some people saying it's not even true. I know that there was some really funky stuff going on with the situation, but like you said, he's been trying to turn a new leaf. Been doing a lot of charity stuff. I noticed that some of his videos got a lot more positive and just kind of like trying to get people to a new level instead of getting stuck in that whole endless cycle basically. And you got to give him some respect for that, I think.
Well, he was only 20 years old. That's the thing. As far as the allegation goes with the ex-girlfriend, nothing seemed to be a strong conviction, or he was never fully charged with it. I mean, it was still in the process, so we don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah.
A couple things I do want to point out is the fact that he is only 20 again. If you go back, look at Malcolm X when he was 20. What he was doing, he was known as, I believe, Little Red, and or not Little Red, but it's something Red, and he was a thief. He was a pimp involved in whatever, and then as he matured, he became, as we know, Malcolm X, right?
Yeah. You
go back to almost anybody who's young. They started out as an asshole, and later, corrected their ways. So again, he's. I just feel like you guys got to give him more of a chance than just hearing, tabloids or reading, an article of some sort. Again, do the research yourself, make your own opinion. But I definitely feel like he was on a path to where he was infecting a lot of people, positively affecting people, and trying to make some positive changes.
Yeah.
And we got caught up and he got blasted on. I mean, that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, the craziest thing for me is just like, when did we get to this point where we just like look at somebody and we go, oh, I heard some bad shit about that person, I'm glad they're dead.
Yeah.
Like that just seems so insane. Like we really we're so far gone from like any sort of compassion. It's like fake compassion now.
Exactly.
It's all self-serving compassion, where we feel bad for things and people when it helps us, makes us look good. But when it's like somebody, who had maybe like a rough start and they didn't really, maybe he didn't have anybody as like a mentor or someone to look up to growing up.
Yeah.
And now he's just trying to find his way to sit and be like, oh man, I'm glad he's dead. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Rotten hell, blah, blah, blah. It's like, damn.
Yeah, the thing that really points out to me in this whole situation is the girl who accused him of these heinous crimes and doing all this stuff. She was at his memorial. She brought him gifts. She brought him a sign. She did all this stuff for him.
Yeah.
And, people kicked her out of the memorial and she ended up getting in a fight because her stuff got burnt. But the fact is she went out of her way to even show some sort of compassion herself, and she's the one that actually had the act done to her.
Right.
So the fact that people are saying, "Oh, I'm glad someone's dead," this and that. Hey, man, we're not talking about Hitler. We're not talking about Mussolini. This is a young kid,
Yeah.
So really, you gotta kind of reflect on who you are yourself. Are you a sociopath?
Well, and then obviously she's not that bothered by it about what happened. So what right do you have to be outraged for her, right?
Yeah.
If it doesn't bother her, I mean, it can still bother you, but to be like, oh, fuck that guy, I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't know the full story. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
No one was proven guilty in this case because his life was already taken.
Yeah.
So, therefore, we have what we have, and it is.
It's a bummer. He definitely seemed like, for me, at the top of like this new era of rappers. Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of like this new mumble rap style, but he didn't do that as much.
No, he actually had lyrics. They weren't mumbles, and some of his stuff was a little bit darker. I mean, I think he's a cross between the emo generation and the hip hop generation. Somehow he has formed a way to where all of them can kind of mesh and mingle together. For me personally, that works out. That's just kind of what I'm into, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their own taste or whatever, but I feel like he was actually saying stuff in his songs where it wasn't just bragging about how much money he has. It wasn't brag rap, right? There was some melancholy there. Mm-hmm. There were some songs that were funny. There was some, he was a real person. He was a real person.
Yeah, we need to definitely get back to having like a little bit of compassion for people.
Yeah.
Like you could even think like, oh, he's a piece of shit and he deserved to die, but like you don't have to say that. You don't have to like put that out there in the universe, or like on the internet, which is basically the universe now. But yeah, I mean, that hit me kind of hard, and I'm not even necessarily a huge fan.
Yeah, me either.
But
weird. Yeah.
I kind of just thought about like, okay, like Chris Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he beat the shit out of Rihanna that one time, like fucked her up, and I don't feel bad that he got in trouble for that or anything.
No.
But if he were to die, like that would be sad. It doesn't mean you deserve to die because you made a mistake, or because you fucked something up. If he kept doing that and just being an asshole and everything, like, it's a little bit different. But like actually actively like wanting someone to die.
Yeah, I mean, domestic violence is no joke.
Yeah.
It's serious. If you are getting hit or anything like that, please go tell someone right away. Do it. I mean, no one wants that. No one's promoting that.
Yeah.
But again, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. We have a process for a reason, and even if someone has made a mistake, who are we to say someone's life isn't valuable anymore? Everyone's got a chance to turn over a new leaf, and hopefully this is a wake-up call for a lot of people, and we'll see some actual positive change out of this negative experience.
Absolutely. And with that, we leave it to you guys. Let us know what you think in the comments. Was this a guy who was a musician with a good message that was taken too soon, or do you guys think that he's just a piece of shit and maybe he did deserve to die? Let us know. Yep. We want to discuss this stuff, so